Houston, Texas has continued to be a top choice when it comes to relocation. Financial Times and CNN, Forbes News, Niche.com, Zillow.com, among other reputable sources, has continued to rank Houston as a top choice for people that are looking to either relocate or move for job, or they want to just invest in a city. Now, as a local real estate agent and a local real estate investor here in the Houston, Texas, that has worked with over 200 people to either buy, sell, or relocate to Houston, I continue to get asked this question. Hey Wale, where should I be buying? Where should I be moving to within Houston, Texas? This question has come because Houston itself, it's about 7.8 million people live here. So if you talk about the greater Houston area, talk about the Houston itself and the surrounding cities, it's about 7.8 million people. So it's extremely difficult for people to decide where exactly do I need to move to, and that's the question I'm answering in this video. In this video, I walk you through my top 8 suburbs that you should consider to move to if you find yourself asking that question, where should I move to within the Houston, Texas area. I hope this will be the ultimate video for you to make your decision about your move. Now, to even make the matter worse, Houston has about 50 suburbans around the greater Houston area, so I kind of just narrow it down to my top 8 suburbs to kind of help you quickly filter down and make a decision on where exactly you will be moving to. And if you would like to explore what I can do for you, or you would like to discuss your options, feel free to reach out to me. I'm always very easy to access. I'm very accessible. You can see all my contact information in the description below, and you can also find them here. Now, towards the end of this video, I gave you a very unpopular opinion or recommendation on what exactly you should do before you finalize on where exactly you want to move to. So you want to watch till the end so you don't miss that nugget I gave. The number 8 on my list is Missouri City. Missouri City is about 18 miles to downtown Houston. It's experiencing a lot of growth right now, and it has one of the best school districts under Fort Bend ISD. There's a lot of new construction that's still going on in Missouri City, because Missouri City kind of have some extended land that new builders are now beginning to tap into. You can expect to buy a new construction or a regular home in Missouri City with the average price point of around $320,000. You should be able to get yourself a decent 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom, and in a very decent neighborhood as well. Missouri City has a lot of activities to do. Talk about the nightlife, talk about fun activities, a lot of family-oriented fun places to go to, among other things that you can do in Missouri City. There's a lot of shopping mall, restaurants around it, and people also love Missouri City because it's very close to Southwest Houston. If you are somebody that like to be close to everything, you can't go wrong with Missouri City. It also has low tax rates. Some of this older community in Missouri City have a lower tax rate, but when you look into the new construction subdivisions, they tend to have a tax rate above 3%, which some people sometimes think is too high. Moving on to my number 7. Number 7 on my list is Conroe, Texas. Conroe, Texas is in between the Woodlands and Magnolia, so you can expect that people that cannot afford the Woodland can easily buy in Conroe. Conroe is a very, very beautiful place. Talk about the Lake Conroe, talk about the amenities that it has to offer, very similar to the Woodlands, and talk about the price point. So Conroe has gained a lot of population in the last 4 years simply because the Woodlands is already sold out. There is no new construction anymore, and it's a little bit overpriced for a lot of people. So people just see, hey, Conroe is the next the Woodland, and they continue to move to Conroe, Texas. The Conroe economy is growing, like I said. Talk about the healthcare, talk about the schools, talk about companies, having their offices or their branches in Conroe, Texas, because it's still considered affordable as compared to the Woodlands. With about $280,000 for a single family, you can get yourself a 3-bedroom, 2.5-bathroom in Conroe, new construction. And if you're looking to rent, you can expect to rent for around $1,800 to $1,900 per month if you're considering to rent in Conroe, Texas. The school system is also very great. Conroe ISD has continued to be one of the top-rated ISD in Texas, and also it has a family-oriented atmosphere that continue to welcome people to Conroe, Texas. Now, the only downside that a lot of people don't prefer Conroe is because it's a little bit further from, if you want to be frequenting downtown Houston, it's about 40 miles to downtown Houston. So people kind of find it's too far, I don't want to live there. That's the only thing I've seen. Other than that, Conroe is a top choice for a lot of my clients. Moving on to number 6 on my list. Number 6 on my list is Spring Spring, Texas. Spring is about roughly about 20 minutes from Conroe as well, which is about 10 minutes or even 5 minutes to the Woodland, depending on what part of Spring you live. So Spring has gained a lot of attention and a lot of population in the last 10 years, similar to Conroe, because the Woodland is expensive for a lot of people. So people just consider either Spring if they want to be closer to downtown, or they go further north to Conroe if they don't really care about the downtown. So in Spring, you can easily get a house for around $310,000. And if you're looking to rent, you can rent a very comfortable 4-bedroom, 2-bathroom for around $2,300. Also, Spring is about 18 miles to downtown Houston, which is one of the reasons why people prefer it over Conroe, Texas. There's a lot of fun activities to do in Spring, Texas, and also Spring has a very good schools. Talk about the Klein ISD is one of the top reasons why people like to move to Spring, Texas, because they want their kids to go to that Klein ISD. Klein schools are known to be one of the best in the Houston area as well. Number 5 on my list is Manville/Pearland. So this is actually a tie. So you have your Pearland and you have your Manville. These are considered very close, even though they are two separate suburbs. But in this video, I'm kind of putting them together because I see that they kind of offer the same, very similar amenities. Now, Pearland is the bigger one. Manville is like a small pocket within the Pearland. So Pearland has a very good schools as well. It's a very family-oriented communities. You have a lot of master plan there, and above all, the houses here are still very affordable. You can buy a nice 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom in Pearland for around $350,000 to $400,000. If you're looking to rent, you can rent a very comfortable 4-bedroom in Pearland for as little as $2,400 as well. Now, the rent to home ownership ratio is around 23% of rentals and 77% of home ownership. This means that it's highly desirable for people that want to own a house because there is no so much rentals there, meaning that you can actually enjoy that home ownership pride that we don't have so many rentals, because majority of your neighbors, they actually own the house. Pearland ISD has been recognized as a A-rated schools in the whole of Texas simply because of the performance of their curriculum activities and even their extra curriculum activity as well. The beautiful thing is that Pearland is only 20 minutes away from downtown, so a lot of medical professionals, a lot of people that work in the healthcare, they do find Pearland as a very safe place and short commute to work, and they like to live in Pearland because it's about 20 minutes, which is roughly 16-17 miles to downtown, to medical centers. And also, if you're using the Highway 288, you can even be there in medical center around 15 minutes drive. The only downside I see with Pearland/Manville is that they have a little bit of a higher tax rate. So the average tax rate right now is around 3.06, so which some people kind of think anything above 3% of a tax rate is high for them, so they look for alternative. But that being said, Pearland has enjoyed a lot of growth in the last 10 years. It has gained a lot of population simply because it's very close to the world's largest healthcare center in the world, which is Houston Medical Center. So that's why people continue to move to Pearland, because it's very close to everything you need, especially the medical center. Now, moving on to my number 4. Number 4 on my list is Cypress, Texas. Full disclaimer, I actually live in Cypress right now, and Cypress has continued to gain a lot of attention because its proximity to Highway 290. With 290, you can go anywhere all over Houston, very, very close. About 22 miles, you will be in downtown Houston, and about 18 miles, you will be in the medical center. About 15 miles to your north side, you can be in Spring and Tumble, and maybe about 18 miles, you should be in Woodland. So Cypress is very, very central, plus it's in between the KD and the Woodland. So if you need anything, you can easily juggle between these two cities. You can never go wrong with Cypress. Now, Cypress ISD has continued to be ranked as one of the top schools in the Texas area. So as a matter of fact, it's one of the reasons why I personally moved myself, because I want my kids to good schools here. With a growing population of 46,000 people, Cypress continued to gain population, and it continued to be a top choice for people that are looking to relocate to the Houston area, or they are looking to invest in the Houston area. Even the tenants love to rent properties in the Cypress area simply because of that good school that they want their kids to go, and also because they want to be very close to things that really matters to them. Cypress continued to enjoy on the average about 3.8% annual appreciation, which is way above the national average. So people see that, hey, it's a good investment. If I buy my property, it continues to go up every year with around 3.8% every year. So it's not a bad idea at all. Now, moving on to my number 3. Number 3 is Sugarland, Texas. Everywhere in Sugarland is beautiful, and the biggest challenge here is that it's a little bit expensive for an average people, and of course that's why it's number 3, right? So it's a very beautiful place. You can expect to have a very professional neighbors. You can expect to have a family-oriented communities, and you can expect to have a very safe place to call a home if you're buying in the Sugarland. Now, Sugarland does not have new construction anymore because the land are pretty much built out. So if you really want something new, you probably may not be able to get it in Sugarland. But if you don't mind a house of 20 years old, 30 years old, but very well maintained, Sugarland should definitely be one of the choice that you should consider during your research. Sugarland has a lot of economic factor that actually help it to continue to be a top choice for people. I talk about the healthcare, talk about the consulting, talk about the Fortune 500, even Fortune 100. They have their headquarters in Sugarland because, again, these are CEO, these are top level executives, and they love to live in a place that is close to work. Hence, their headquarters sometimes find it to Sugarland. There is a lot of cultural diversity in Sugarland. You find people from almost every part of the world. They live in Sugarland, and that's one of the reasons why people find it attractive, because they want to live in a community that is very diversified and it's not just one kind of people or one set of people that actually live in here. Sugarland is about 30 minutes drive to downtown Houston, a little bit far, but still decent drive, about 35-40 minutes. You should be in downtown Houston if you want to settle in Sugarland. Now, I do have a tie between number 1 and number 2, and unfortunately I have to still draw the tie. So number 2 on my list is Katy, Texas. Katy is known for the affordable housing and a lot of amenities that it has to offer. It's also known for the great schools. Talk about the Katy ISD. It's one of the top rated in Texas and number 1 in the Houston area. So a lot of people want their kids to go to these schools and enjoy all the amenities that Katy has to offer while buying a home for as little as $350,000 as well. Now, Katy is very accessible to almost every part of Houston, and you can be in downtown Houston. If you want to settle in Katy, around 22 minutes drive, you should be in downtown Houston. Now, Katy continue to expand. There's a lot of new construction. There's a lot of builders building in Katy, and they continue to gain appreciation year over year. Now, talk about the fun activities. There's a lot of fun things to do. There's a lot of outdoor activity for the kids. There's a lot of outdoor activity for the adults, and there's a lot of nightlife as well for those that like to party. And also, Katy is known as one of the safest places to live when it comes to this Houston suburb because of the professionals that decided to settle in Katy. Now, the biggest one, Katy is known for the family-oriented communities. Everybody kind of treats each other like a family, so they protect the neighborhood, they protect the integrity of the properties, and it's really not very common for you to see several rental properties in Katy, because most people that are buying there, they buy to live in Katy, Texas. And that's why the rent to price ratio is 21% to 79%. So what does this mean? It means that 79% of people you see that have a house in Katy, they actually own the house, and only 21% are actually renting the house. So which is a very good thing for you as a homeowner or as an investor to look at if you're considering to either invest in Katy or you want to actually settle down in Katy, Texas. Katy has witnessed 98.71% appreciation in the last 10 years. This is an insane amount of appreciation, simply again because of all those factors I've mentioned, that people just keep moving to Katy, Texas, and they never stop. Now you can guess which one is my number 1. Well, if you are thinking about it, I would say you are right. Number 1 on my list is the Woodland. The Woodland, Texas is a top choice for everybody all over the world. When people are coming to doing their research about moving to Texas, Woodland is always a top choice for them for several reasons. First of all, the Woodland is very wooded. You have a lot of environmental preservative, rather they preserve the environment with a lot of wood. According to the founder, they want to make sure they have a lot of wood to support the amount of houses they have there to avoid the climate issue. And the Woodland has a lot of fun activities, a lot of shopping centers, a lot of access to lakes, Lake Conroe, and all those other things. So also a lot of Fortune 500 have their headquarters in the Woodlands. The Woodland is very, very family oriented, and the schools are also highly rated. Now, the Woodland is also under Montgomery County, while Katy is under Harris County, and some parts of Katy are also under Fort Bend County as well. But you can never go wrong buying the Woodland. Now, the biggest challenge for why some people could not just move to the Woodland is because of the price. The average home price in the Woodland is around $640,000, which is way higher than the national average as compared to KD, where you can buy a decent home for $350,000. The rent to ownership ratio in the Woodland is 23% rentals and 77% homeowners, meaning that 77% of people that actually live in the Woodland, they own their house. Only 23% are actually renting. The Woodland has a low HOA fee because they have the Woodland Township, and the Woodland have 9 villages. So each of these villages also have their own shopping centers, and they kind of have their things going on there. Now, also the tax rate in the Woodland is very low. As a matter of fact, they are way below 2.2 or 2.3 is where I saw it last. So it's a very good place for you to save money on taxes, but at the same time, the price of the homes are a little bit on the high side. Now, another disadvantage of the Woodland is that there is no longer new construction. Like I said, the land are pretty much built out. Anywhere that is wooded, they don't want to cut the trees, so it continues to be like that. So it's really hard for you to find a new construction in the Woodland. Something close to you find will probably be in your Woodson Reserve, which is still considered Spring, Texas. So that's why people continue to think that the Woodland probably is not the best choice for them because of the price and because there is no new construction. Now, the Woodland is also about 32 miles to downtown Houston, which is still a little bit of a commute for people that have business in downtown Houston. So that's why they find Spring, which is about 18 miles or so to downtown Houston. If you're using the Hardy Tollway, you should be in downtown Houston from Spring within 18 to 20 miles. Like I mentioned, there's a lot of economic growth in the Woodland because of the Fortune 500 continue to move their headquarters to the Woodland. Talk about the Exxon, talk about the HP, Huntsman. Most of these oil and gas companies like to just have their headquarters in the Woodland because their executive, their CEOs, their top managers probably live in the Woodland, and they want to just make it easy for them to commute to work. Now, I know this is a little bit of a longer video, so these are my top 8 cities within the Houston area. If you're considering to move, I would say start from these 8 and go from there. If you want to make your life easier, you can reach out to me. I should be able to help you narrow down your options based on what is important to you. I'll be able to advise you on where exactly you should be considering to buy. I'm a local real estate agent. I'm also a real estate investor, so I've worked with over 200 people and I've been able to help them narrow down their choice to what is exactly they need without all the hassle, without all the mistakes, without losing any sleep. I can do the same thing for you. If you're looking to take action, reach out to me and I would love to help you. You can find my contact information in the description below, and also make sure to share this video with anybody you think will benefit from this so I can be able to help so many people to achieve their real estate goal. I'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.